and walk around a little bit. And if it feels safe, you can walk around with your eyes closed, because once we close our eyes, we shut down about 40% of our brain. And we use our other senses. We can't see the sensations in our lower limbs. And as you walk, notice, how is your foot connecting to the ground? Do they both connect the same way? Also, do the sensations in ankles or knees and hips, do they give you some information? Now, as you come to stand still, and again, if it feels safe, I invite you to close your eyes. Now toggle a little bit from side to side, back and forth, and come to rest in that place that feels comfortable. Notice if that is weight more forward. Do you tend to stand more on one leg? If we do, and most of us, we do have a tendency to rest more onto one side than the other. So with that side tends to be more tight. We may have created this habit because there's more tension and chattiness on the other side. We may have had an injury, operation, that created the habit of us standing on this side. In this way, part of what we do here is unhabiting the habit. But we can't change what we are not aware of. What happens in our legs is part of the building block all the way up. So sometimes neck and shoulder discomfort is not neck and shoulder discomfort. It is just a residual event from the lower limbs. So now you've gathered your data and you're going to come to lay on your mat. Cover your mat with a blanket. And then have another blanket or pillow available for your head. So as you come to rest supine, and just however your body comes to rest. Notice first, does the chin pull away from the chest, indicating tightness in the back of the neck, in which case I do recommend that you support your neck with a pillow or a blanket so that the back of the neck can lengthen back out. With this tended to, notice the sensation of the back of your legs. Do they make the same imprint? Do they roll out equally? There are spaces that touches the floor and spaces that don't. How close are your thighs to the floor? What about your low back? And then from here, let's slide the legs up, bending up the knees. And then let your hands come to rest on the lower abdomen. Before you change the breath, and pay attention to it, which of course it changes the moment we start paying attention to it. What's the duration? The in and the out breath. Where does the breath flow in? Does the chest lift? Or just the belly? Let's begin to deepen the breath. Not just by inhaling more, but inhaling for a longer time. And the same with the out breath. Let them begin to stretch out so that we slow down the breath. Instead of taking 20,000 breaths in a 24-hour period, maybe we can bump it down a little bit. When we slow down, the oxygen saturation begins to creep up. And we create a better balance between the oxygen and the carbon dioxide in our body. Shallow, fast breathing, we are hyperventilating and causing our fight or flight response to go on full on alert. Slow the breath down, and we begin to calm down every system in the body. Breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe in, observe the sensation in the pelvic floor. Do you feel an expansion downward? And then a soft retraction upward. The pelvic diaphragm, these 3 layers of muscle, moves with the diaphragm of the breath. So as you inhale and the diaphragm contracts and move down, let the pelvic floor move down also. As you exhale and the diaphragm relaxes, let the pelvic floor move up. From yoga, our legs and feet are the first chakra, the right to be. Feeling grounded, feeling strong in our abilities. When we lose this connection, we become anxious, unrooted, ungrounded. And the pelvic floor and the legs works as one unit. Now let's begin with our arcs and flat. You can keep your hands on the belly, or you can relax them to the side. Maybe you'd like the cactus arms. We'll inhale, arch, belly breath, and slowly release back to neutral. It's rolling back over the sacrum. Let's take a breath in and out. And we'll repeat. Inhaling, arch the low back. Slowly float back to neutral. Buffer breath. We'll add the backside, so to speak. Take a breath in for nothing, still belly breath. But now exhale, draw the belly in and up, flattening the back. And slowly release to neutral. Again, buffer breath. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, Flatten the back. Draw the abdomen both towards the spine and then pull it up under the ribs. And we let go. And do that one more time. And on this one, I ask you to draw the pelvic floor up as well. So breath in for nothing. And then exhale, flattening the back, hollow out, and then draw the pelvic floor up. A sense of retracting your tailbone, drawing it up. And then releasing. Take a breath in and out. We're going to combine these two. We've done this many times. Inhale, arch. And exhale, floating back to neutral. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, flatten. Draw the pelvic floor up as you flatten. So Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha from yoga. And slowly release back to neutral. Let's take a buffer breath. And again, on an in-breath, arch. Fill your vessel with chi, prana. Exhale, floating back to neutral, and slowly as you can. Good rule of thumb is let the release be twice the length of the in-breath without holding your breath. Now take a breath in for nothing. And exhale again, draw the belly down and up. Add the pelvic floor as you flatten. And then slowly release. We're going to add the legs. So we'll do a little test around here. When you arch, coming into the arch, lifting the heels. Pull the heels up. And just slowly release back to neutral. Take our buffer breath in. And as you exhale and flatten, draw the toes and toe mounts up. Don't forget the pelvic floor. And slowly release back to neutral. Breath in and out. And we're going to repeat. Inhale, arch. Heels lift. Exhale, floating back. Take a breath in for nothing. And exhale, flatten. And toes and toe mounts comes up. As you roll onto the back of the heels, you'll feel the front of the shins contracting. And then slowly release back to neutral. Buffer breath. One more time. Inhale, arch. Lift the heels, calves contracts. And exhale, floating to neutral. You buffer breath. And exhale, abdomen, pelvic floor, and bottom of the feet. And slowly release. Sliding the legs out long. And just pause and feel here. So we layered on a lot today. In addition to the regular arch and flatten, we also added awareness and contraction of the pelvic floor and the lower legs. We're going to focus a little bit more on the ankles and feet. So now bending up your legs again. Relax your arms in whatever position is comfortable. That can be on the belly. You'll begin by sliding the right leg out. So slide the foot out. When you can't keep the foot down flat, comfortable anymore, you lift. Lift the foot up, draw the toes towards the shin. Toes pulls towards the shin. So very similar to what we did, but now in the other one, but now we're isolating. Then curl the toes under, curl the toes, claw toes, and then slowly release the foot back down, and you're going to feel the back of the calf just above the Achilles tendon. And then here we slide the foot back in, and we lift the foot again, lifting up, slowly release down. Let's slide the foot out again. So just on the right side, bend up the ankle, curl the toes down, and then lower the foot towards the floor. Slowly slide the foot back in and lift the toes. One more time. Slide the foot out. Flex the ankle. And then curl the toes. And then lower the bottom of the foot to the floor. We slide back in. Let's do the left side. Slide the foot out. And flex. Curl the toes. And lower bottom of the foot. Sliding back. And lift again. Lift the front of the foot. Lower the foot down. Slide the foot out. Flex the ankle again. Curl the toes under. Lower the bottom of the foot down. Slide, 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 slide in. And lift. Lower the foot back down. When the knee is bent like this, we really isolate the muscles of the calf and foot. Can you tell? Let's do it one more time. Slide the foot out. Flex the ankle. And then curl the toes down. Initiate this with the toes and then lower the whole foot down. And sliding back in. And lift the toes and releasing down. Sliding the legs out long. And feel. Maybe your calves rest a little different. Maybe they're a little bit more awareness in the feet. From here, we're going to come onto our belly. And take that back onto your side. So as you come to rest on your side body, going to have a little chat with our hips. So stacking the legs, placing, so I'm on my right side. My left hand is on top. Doesn't matter what side you're on, we are going to do both. Now here, hike your right hip up. And then slowly releasing it down. So can you feel your right waist? Your left waist, if you're on your right side, your left waist will contract as you hike the hip up. And slowly release. Not a big movement. One more time. Releasing down. Now slide the hip down. And draw back up. Slide the hip down. And back up. That one more time. Slide the hip down. So now I'm just relaxing my arm on top of the hip so I can feel it move. And then travel through the center, hiking it up again. And then moving it down. So your pelvis is moving as one unit. The movement is really in your side waist. As one side elongates, the other contracts, and vice versa. Let's draw back to neutral. And then let the hip come forward and back. So we've done this laying on our back before. In this way, we isolate a little bit more. Now shift your hip forward and back. So your top leg will slide forward and then back. Do that one more time. Forward and back. All the way back. So just like we do with the shoulder compass, here we're just marking the 4 directions of our hip. And the anatomy is a little bit different than that of the shoulder, which has a more moving part. Here we are moving with the pelvis, so it's everything below and above. The zigzag back and forth. Your top knee will slide forward and then back. And then come to rest in the center. We're going to start making a teeny little hip circle. Drawing your hip, whether you want to go clockwise or counterclockwise, it's fine with me. But we're hitting these 4 corners, but start very small. So there are 2 thinkings in the shoulders. We often start with the big circle. Now in the hip, we want to start with the little circle because these muscles are a little harder to feel. And we want to get all the intricate little muscles firing. What has to happen for you to make these little hip circle? And as always, if anything is uncomfortable or painful, back off. Make the movements smaller. But if no pain or discomfort, go ahead and begin to make your circle a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. Now let's switch the direction. As you draw the circle, notice, are there movement patterns that are more challenging? It may be up or down or front or back. And as we do the circles, one movement has to engage as another one is dissipating. Then let it all relax. Now, next one, can't tend to the legs without the iliotibia. So let's take the top leg out straight. Draw the outer hip down so that you're not collapsing onto the floor. The hips are right above each other. I like to put my hand on my outer hip because then I can feel that these muscles that I want to target are actually being targeted. On the next in-breath, lift your top leg 10, maybe 12 inches up. And then slowly, maybe count to 12. I'll do that, but you may come down quicker. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the iliotibia band attaches to the pelvis, goes all the way down over the hip bone. You can feel your hip bump on the outer hip. And then it ends below the knee. A lot of great trochanteric bursitis, which we as women are more prone to get, especially postmenopausal, is because this band is too tight. It's irritating the bursa on the outer hip. So if you have a flare-up, if you've had this experience, don't go in all Nike on it. Be kind. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, lift the leg up, straight out from the hip. And then slowly lower down 2. Keep pulling the hip down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And let's bend the knee up and find our way onto the back. And just take a little pit stop here and feel your body. What has changed? Can you tell that you worked one side, released one side, and the other is saying, I'm ready. So let's roll over onto the other side, and I will flip about so I can continue to look at you. So bending up the knees again, as sitting up in that very straight back chair. And we began with the hip hike. So pull your hip up. Sideways contracts. And slowly release down. These are the internal obliques. Pull the hip up. Can you feel they're firing? And slowly lower down. So my hand is right in the waist, not on the hip, but in the waist. These muscles are so fascinating. Not only do they hike the hip up, they also are responsible for the rotation. So 2 important jobs. Interestingly, they sometimes just stop firing and say, no, we don't want to be any part of this. So we want to get them back on the team. Let's slide the hip down. And come back to neutral. Slide the hip down. And again, return. different muscle groups now. Now they have to let go. Though you might find that the floor side is helping out. As one side lengthens, the other contracts. All right, we nailed that. Let's do the horizontal slide. So slide the hip forward so your top knee will slide forward and come back. Now I'm just going to rest my arm so my shoulder doesn't get tired. Slide the knee forward again and back. How does this happen in your body? Can you sense what is engaging, what is contracting? And does this side feel the same as the other side? Now let's explore the back movement. Pull the hip back. So as always, I recommend that you just keep your eyes closed so that your awareness is deeply within. And I know sometimes you want to peek at what I'm doing and you need your glasses, but if you can take your glasses off so that all your facial muscles can also relax. That's important. And let's begin to zigzag back and forth. Back and forth. And then as you come to neutral, you're ready to circle. So start again with that itty bitty little circle. And I am going clockwise. Just drawing a little dot. Teeny little dot. How are the roundness of the dot? And what are the sensations? And then let the circle grow bigger. Does this side feel like the first side? Let's switch directions. So if you two are going counterclockwise now, kind of like walking backwards, which is something that most of us, we don't do a lot. So the muscles here may be a little bit more tentative in executing, just because it's unfamiliar. Again, explore the different sizes of circles. And then we're going to let it go. Iliotibia. Take the top leg out straight. And again, draw the hip back so your top hip is right above the lower hip, not rolling forward or back. Inhaling, lift the leg. 10, 12 inches. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Deep breath in and out. Puff for breath. Could you feel your muscles on the outer hip? There's a little dude called the tensor fasciae latae that is helping here, but so is your gluteus medius and the minimus to a little degree. We want them all to fire up. And one more time, inhale, lifting. Yep, it's engaged. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And relax. And now let's come on to the belly. Prone. 2 groups that we want to explore back here. Glutes, gluteus maximus, the big dudes, and also our hamstrings. So resting here. Now, it's kind of fun to feel the glutes. So if you can put a blanket under the forehead or just rest the forehead on the mat. I hope you can hear me. You can also turn the head to one side. And I'm going to ask you to place your hands right on your buns. And then as you inhale, lift the right leg up, straight leg. Does your right glute fire up? Say, I got this. Slowly, slowly releasing down. Did your left glute fire to help out? Let's try the left side and see what happens. On the in-breath, contract the left glutes, leg comes up. And then slowly releasing down. Keep your right glute completely passive. Only the left one is on the job. Everything pauses. We're going to repeat. Now, if your glutes were just fine, thank you, you can take your hands up and rest your forehead on the back of your hands or turning your head. But sometimes that awareness from our hands is helpful. We're going to go back to the right side, lift the right leg up, contract the glute, initiate with the contraction, and let the leg come up. And then slowly lower back down. The glutes, the gluteus maximus, is the important player of low back stability. And if they are not firing when we lift the leg, what are we using? We're using our back muscle. And a lot of back pain, low back pain, is because the glutes have, again, gone someplace else. Slowly, we're just moving from side to side. Remember, let the release be about twice the length of the contraction, twice or longer. As you lift the leg, are you rocking on the pelvis, or can you keep the pelvis completely neutral? So all that happens is the firing of the glute and the lifting of the leg. This one is just so good. Once you complete on the left side, let everything cool. And then while we're here, we're going to tend to the hamstrings. Bend the right knee up. And then pull the heel to the right tush. Pull the heel to the tush. And now slowly, I'll count to 20. We'll release the foot down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All the way down. Let's do the left side. I'm sorry, we're gonna repeat the right. Sorry. One more time. Give a little bit more release. Bend it up. Squeeze it in, and you feel the hamstring really firing up. And let's count it down. Of course, you can go faster. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Relax. Now the left one. Bending the left leg up, pull the heel in as tight as you can get it. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let it go. Everything cools. And then one more time. Let's bend the foot up. Squeeze it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Everything cools. Let's find our way onto our back again. So as you rest on your back, we'll tend to the psoas. We'll bend up the left leg, and the right leg is rolled out a wee bit, and with the left leg bent up, we can maintain pelvic stability. So you're allowed to press the left leg down. Now interlace the hands behind the head. Then inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten the low back, and then lift the right leg up keep the low back flat as we slowly release the right leg down. So we're not going to count to 12 on this one. That would be a big strain, I think, on the psoas, but keep lengthening out, keep lengthening out, keep lengthening out as you slowly lower down. Once the foot is down, now let the low back release away from the floor. And we're going to repeat this one on the next one. If you'd like to curl up, then we get the upper part of the psoas as well. But if it's more comfortable for you just to keep your upper body where it is, I second that. We start both of them with an arch. So inhale, let's arch the low back. Exhale, now flatten. Lift the leg, curl the shoulders and head up, and then slowly releasing. Head down, low back stays down, flat, and we release the leg down, slowly, slowly, very slowly. Take a full breath in and out. Now slide the leg out a little bit further so you are more at the edge of the mat with your right leg. Leg is still rolling out. So it's a little bit, not straight down from the shoulders, but now more out at an angle. So we are getting different fibers. We'll inhale, we'll arch again. Exhale, flatten. Lift the leg, and if you'd like, the head again. But don't compromise the lower psoas for the upper. Lengthening back out as you slowly, slowly take the leg down. Keep the low back down, 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 down. Down until the leg and head is all the way down. Then we pull. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, arch. And exhale, flatten. Leg, maybe head, top of the shoulders. And we release. Down, down, and all the way down. Slide the left leg out. Breathe in and out. The awareness in your lower abdomen and the groins, can you tell that it's a little different from the right to the left? We're going to bend up the right leg and start with the left. The first, the leg is just rolled out to the side. Inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten. Lift the leg. So for the first one here, we kept the upper body down, and you can keep the upper body down for all of it. And slowly release your leg down. Keep the low back down, 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 down. Let go. Buffer breath. Inhaling, arch. Exhale, flatten. Lift the leg. Maybe the upper body. And then slowly, everything lengthens away from the middle as we lower down without lifting the low back. So I said, tired glutes, low back, tight hamstrings, also low back, and tight psoas, also right into the low back. So even though we are working below and above, it all connects. Let's slide the leg out further to the edge of the mat. And again, inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten. Lifting, head, leg. But keep the back down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Lowering, down. Lowering, down. And you feel the fibers just lengthening out. And release. One more time. Arch. And exhale right into the flattening. We lift leg, maybe the upper body. And then lengthen everything away without lifting the back. Without lifting the back. Once everything is down, let's slide the right leg out and relax the arms. Breathing in and out. Bending up the left leg again. So just a little bit, finishing up here with eversion and inversion of your ankle. So dial your ankle so the bottom of the right foot points towards the midline of your body. And then slowly release that. Let's do that again. Follow the ankle, and you'll feel this up along the outer calf. Then we'll go in the opposite direction. Point the bottom of the foot outward, and then let that go. Everything pulls, and then repeat. Point the bottom of the foot out, and then relax. Point the bottom of the foot in again, inversion, and then slide the foot up in the inversion. So the knee will bend, left knee bends up, and we slide it back out again. So you are sliding on the edge of your foot, not the bottom of the foot, but you're rolling the foot up as much as you can once the leg is straight. We're going to switch and roll the leg inward to facilitate the eversion, the pointing of the foot out. So this is if you're a pronator, this is familiar. Roll the ankle in again. So it's a little bit like our tree pose, but this time it originates from the foot. Sliding back out. So you're still in the inversion. Bottom of the foot is rolling towards the midline. Once you straighten the legs out, roll the foot. Opposite. Opposite. Bottom of the foot now out. One more time. Roll the foot in. Roll the foot up. So pointy toes. Slide the foot back out. And reverse. Eversion. And then let that go. Slide the right leg up. And we'll slide the left out. So we started by just exploring these ankle movement. Rolling, turning the foot in for the inversion. And then turning the foot out eversion. That's a pronation. Inversion, supination. Do your super high arches. This may feel really familiar. And if you have collapsed arches, the eversion. If the pronation is more familiar. So now just bring balance to the ankle. Next time you're in the inversion, bottom of the foot pointing towards the midline, slide the foot up to pointy toes here, and then slide the legs all the way out, and then drawing into the eversion. Releasing back towards the middle, continuing into inversion, turning in, bottom of the foot turns in. So the toes, pointy toes, ballerina toes. Sliding it out. And going into the eversion. Let the toes fan out here. So plantar fasciitis, heel pain, some of the things that this one is really beneficial for. Let's do it one more time. And then let your left leg just relax, sliding it up. Take both knees in. And then we'll hold the hands with our knees. So just pull the knees in. And then the arch flatten here. Inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten. Either leave the head down or lift the head up. Inhale, head comes down. We're in the arch. Exhale, flatten and lift the head if it's available. Don't strain your neck. One more time. Arch and flatten. And release the legs down. Take the legs out long. Relax. Let everything cool. As you breathe in and out, sensing the movement of the breath, not just into your lungs, but this subtle visceral drag throughout the entire body. Into your pelvis, legs, feet, and toes. And then gently begin to deepen your breath. Maybe wiggle fingers and toes. Rock the knees a little bit, bend up the knees and then rock them from side to side. Eventually you'll come onto your right or left side. And from here, we'll push up into a comfortable seated posture. As within, so without. Let's bring the palms together, heart center. Thank you for allowing me to share this practice with you today. Namaste.